some sort, even though it's discontinued. The other thing is, it's very personal. I love my neighbors, Phil and Mary Lou. I asked them permission if I could use their name because I didn't want to say anything, but we like having a neighborly space between us instead of traffic. So I would like to know if the board would consider, the select board would consider, what do we do with this? Because until there's a determination of it, depending on who you are and what you think, that street could have traffic on it.
I'm not really sure. Are you talking about when you come out?
You go straight
You
down
go
from
right
the
behind the
lodge.
lodge, literally
Straight
past
down from the
McConnell Bowl.
lodge, all the way
Right
straight
behind the
down.
lodge?
It's the
To the right.
lane that the jailhouse.
Well, I know there's Norma Harem's house and the jail.
No,
Between the lodge and Norma's house it used to be Ferry Street.
Okay,
It's green now.
but nobody drives on it?
Oh, yes, they do.
They do?
Not, yes, they do.
People that live in,
I
Well,
live
there's
on
that.
one end of it.
right.
so you drive on it,
No, I
Okay.
come in from Pleasant Street.
okay, so,
And the people at the top of the hill come in from Maine. Everybody has access to it because the town owns the dirt.
Yeah, I never seen-
Not
So it's-
anymore,
so
though,
it's
if they
between
work
the
it.
They
picnic tables?
discontinued maintenance. I don't know the legal ins and outs.
Me neither.
If discontinuing maintenance means discontinuing it being a road, I have no idea.
Can I add a little context to this? In the past, the select board has abandoned or discontinued maintenance. That does not mean they don't have the ability to go back into a public way that had then changed its what it is. They can always go back in because a lot of these have infrastructure and they have sewer, they have
Right.
water lines and stuff like that.
They
Okay,
have
now,
rights to them.
there was an example over on the other side of town where the select board unanimously decided to stop this, and they followed up their due diligence by reverting the real property that had been the public way to the adjoining property owners. And they marked that on the town map, the one that's the 3-ring binder map, to show people that this is now not a public way. It is reverted. So now, would be reflected in the minutes, because as in that previous situation, that's what they did. And someone went to the Shire Town records and put in there that now this is reverted back, and all those property owners then assume that. If it didn't happen with Ferry Street, then it is still a,
Right, and that's why I'm here saying it is still Ferry Street of Lubec, not Ferry Street of the various property owners.
So that's what you're asking for?
I'm
To
asking, well,
consider giving
But
the
it's
street to
also-
the
it's also-
abutting neighbors?
It's also listed as a private way, so that doesn't happen by chance.
that's listed as a private way as of last summer when I talked to Renee, and she and I discussed it and found a discontinuation comment in the minutes. And I don't believe, that it was noted in any kind of formal document besides.
Wouldn't that have to go to town vote?
I was gonna say, and then yeah.
I don't believe it went to town
Right.
vote.
But it's
for
never
the-
Thirty
been-
years.
But it's
Is that
never
what it
been
is?
shut off.
so
That's
there is,
Nancy's husband, Ed.
right, there is something in state law that if it's abandoned for 30 years, it goes, the property owner.
So it can be the common law or prescriptive.
Yes.
One of them is 25 years and one is
Prescriptive has to
30.
be the
Right.
duration.
But it has to be
And it
shut
was
off too.
70s that this was done?
It can't just be left wide open the way it is. It has to be shut off for a certain period of time, for so many days
Yes.
throughout, and there's
Right.
a long process. to it.
Okay.
So another
And
point
that has
that
never been
But
done.
it's
Shut off, yeah.
but Jimmy, how?
No, I'm talking about long period, over 25, 30 years, that's never
It
been
has
done.
to be
But
shut
the
off.
street has not been plowed in the winter.
But that doesn't, it's because it's,
Continued maintenance.
Right,
But
so
the-
that doesn't constitute
No,
shut off, okay.
no.
There's another point to this that shouldn't be overlooked, not to take anything away from what you just said, but we've got a lot of street signs around here that say private lane. And one of them down right off of Dewey Murray, Peacock, is not a private lane, it's an easement. And it was left with a 40-foot easement for the properties in the back. So in truth, because there's electric, sewer, water lines in it, and it's been left as an easement, that's a town street, that's not a private lane. but the sign says private, it should say Peacock Lane, it's not private. But we don't maintain it, because right now there's nobody living on it, but soon there will be a resident on that street.
The only last point
I'm
that
sorry.
that's okay, I just wanna throw this out, and then I just requested the board give it some thought, because I think it needs a determination. In my years living down on the corner, two people could, for whatever reason, didn't navigate the right-hand turn and went down over the edge. It's a right-hand turn to get out to Pleasant Street. So it's kind of a mess right now.
I'd like to come down and see it, so could you come get me?
I'm gonna go down with her too. So
Yeah.
I'll go down.
Okay,
I'd like to
whenever,
meet you. Yeah.
I'll text you.
And,
Wanda.
and if I may, one point to keep in mind is that who owns the jailhouse?
a person from Utica, New York.
Oh, okay, so it's not town property that we discontinued
The-
because, no, okay,
the-
so it's someone's
To
private
the
property.
degree that the tax maps are accurate, the lot is 20 by 20.
Wanda,
I just wondered if she's mentioned everybody that lives on that street, all the owners, they're.
So the jail is now owned by a woman that lives in Utica. I own at the bottom of it. I'm sorry, I don't remember the last names, but the people that live in McConnell's house, I've talked to them. Phil and Mary Lou, their driveway is on Pleasant Street, so they never use it. And then Scott Green's, Ayers, their driveway is up on the top of the hill.
In your house, is that the last one going down on the left, where the old farmhouse is?
No, that's
It has a
been torn
green
down.
metal roof and it's shingled with a deck around it.
So not wanting to create any more questions, but if it reverts back to the property owners, if the town decides to abandon it, and it reverts back to the property owners, how do the people in the McConnell house get back to their house? They either come.
There is an easement from the lodge to their
Well,
property.
they either come one way or the other because it's a private road at the point, at this time. That might be why it was left private. I don't know.
It only got made private last year when Ricky Bradley was your counterpart, your previous person.
I thought I'd seen that sign there for several years.
No, it just happened last summer.
you have any thoughts, Dickie, on this?
No, I don't. We
I
need-
mean, do you know what kind of utilities are under there that we
The
might
sewer
have,
system runs
have access?
straight down through there,
Sewer?
yes.
Well, that.
And I'm
it
sure
obviously-
water has to be down through there somewhere.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, that has to be accessed.
I
No, I'm
understand,
not saying not access, I'm just saying it doesn't make a good through street.
No, I never knew there was a through street, so
I didn't
we're gonna
I
come look,
didn't
we're gonna
either.
come look
I did
tomorrow.
as a kid. but-
I was gonna say, when I was a kid, it was,
Right. It was a through.
there was a lot more
Right,
accessibility then than it is now.
Right,
What's a good time for you to?
doesn't matter.
I'll text you. So you're gonna get a number?
Yep, I have it.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Any other further comments? And then we take a motion.
Motion to adjourn?
Second, all in favor?
All against.
Okay.
This is only
Dan,
first.
Dan,
Dan, don't forget your
This is a
leopard
really
purse.
strange
Yes.
question.
cut it out.
Really brings out your eye,
You
man.
or your brother Eric?
As well as your glasses. Here's all your signature stuff. Thanks.
Thank you,
Back
Nancy.
in
Thank you, Ruby.
1979-ish.
Have fun with all your committees.
No, what's your?
Yeah, I'm gonna go make dinner.
Don't forget to
Oh,
come sign into all your
Jesus,
committees
Merrill,
later.
how are you?
Okay.
Right, aren't I?
Yeah, I was thinking of something, right now it's coming back to me. How are you?
Oh, my God.
How's that?
Yeah.
Well, because I'm not used to
Okay,
seeing
once I
you
go, I'm
over there.
standing in the way.
You've got to be right too.
That's my cousin Mark.
And you don't
I
take
know,
a lot.
I know he is. A million years ago.
Well, I know.
Until I said, I thought, just like if I was thinking about, it's an interesting song. I'll tell you that.
I need help.
That's a fair statement, yeah.
But there was.
Don't